Hello everyone, Barb here. Today I am going to be working on, I guess we'll call it a fun fold card. This is something that I saw somewhere. Can't remember where, so I can't give it proper attribution. It was not a process video, it was just someone showing some cards they had received, and this was something that caught my eye. So this is what it does. Isn't that fun? Look at that. It just stands up and it's good to go. And it has this fun little front to it. So I filed it away and thought, ooh, a 5x7 would be fun. So that's what size this one is when it's flat. And then you can stick it in a 5x7 envelope and mail it away. And I really like it. I think it's really fun. I dug into my stash, Avriel wonky stitches. So I used both of the rectangle frames and got into some stamps that are retired close to my heart. Wished for You. This was, I think I picked this up toward the end as the company was closing. This one I have had for many, many years. This is probably one of the first years that they had actual dies. Sweet baby. Love the little envelope. We're just using the little stamp that is the outline balloon today. But again, dig in your stash, see what you have. Okay, we'll get this out of the way. The base is 10.5 by 7. We're going to do some scoring on this, so we'll set that aside. The little wonky stitches, this one is just shy of 3 by 4. Then the bigger size is just shy of 4 inches wide by 5¼ inches tall. This pattern paper was from a packet of paper I picked up, I think from scrapbook.com this year. This is actually a Christmas paper, but I love those polka dots. I think they're so cute. Then I dug in my stash and found some birthday paper and a piece of white daisy. This is 2 by 6.5. And then these 4 pieces of pattern paper are 2¼ by 6¾ I've also got some Lagoon ink, and then that balloon is mounted up, as well as the sentiment. I'm going to move things over to the side and bring in my scoring board. This is retired. Oh, well, yeah, I think it might still be current. It's a Stampin' Up. I've had it forever and a day. No sense replacing it because it still works just fine. And when I say forever and a day, I mean it's got to be closing in on 20 years that I've had this. So I scored it at 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. Can move that out of the way. I'm going to get a bone folder here and start folding. Oh, got a little piece of tape. Start doing some folding of those score lines. Bone folder helps to crisp those lines up. I just think it makes your project look a lot more tidy. And I usually get that paper moving with my fingers before I get heavy-handed with my bone folder. I just like how that looks. Now this is our little tab. This is going to be where we put our glue to adhere this together, but we want to take away a little bit from the ends. So we're just going to notch a little bit there. And we're going to do the same thing here. Just notching a little off. It helps because sometimes when you're trying to line these items up, they just don't line up right. And you don't end up having to worry about, oh, are you going to work for me today? Oh, you're going to be a stinker. I wonder what's going on. Must have some stuck glue up there. Heck fire, that's no good. And I usually really like that thing. Well, move on to plan B. Sometimes you got to get after it. So, a little glue. And I'm just going to fold this flat like that, and then fold the other hinge over, and I give it a little rubberoo just so that glue makes good connection. And we're good to go there. And then we have our box frame. Now we're going to want to add our panels. So I am going to use glue just because I have it out and it's fast. So I'm going to put one of these pieces of the 2 1/4 by 6 3/4 patterned paper, one on each quadrant here. It's got 4 little sections. You wouldn't have to do this. I just think it dresses it up a little bit. And more glue. Yay. There we are. If you wanted to, you could just do some stamping to dress it up. Lots of options. And right now I'm going to take this strip and I'm going to grab a little foamy pad. This was always included in the Close to My Heart stamp sets. And it helps to give you a little cushion so your stamping is a little better. This is the Lagoon ink, again a retired Close to My Heart product. I was a consultant for many years, and when they closed, I opted not to move over to Stampin' Up. They had arranged for a transition for folks, which was very sweet of them, but I just couldn't fathom investing in a whole new line of ink pads and markers and all the things. So I chose not to, and it's okay. I'm all right with it. Okay, gonna take this, glue it on, and this is where I can write a sentiment, my to's and my froms, a little note, you can personalize it. If you wanted to keep this more private, you could do something over the top, a little hinge that would lift up, that would give you some privacy in your writing, but I don't need to do that. This is actually going to be for my dad. So this is on the back side. So we want it to be opposite. So as you can see, that's there. So we want to go in the opposite corner when we start attaching the pretty polka dot paper. And we do want to be mindful that we only want to put glue on this side, not over here. We want this to be free floating. So I'm going to pinch it, flip it over, and I know that where my fingers are is all the further over I want to go with my glue. Flip it back over, and I am attempting to center. I'm eyeballing it. It's fine. And we've got this, and we're going to put some balloons on here. I might even do some black ink. And I forgot to get out my happy birthday and have that all ready to go. I am so sad. That happy birthday is from Gina K. And actually, you wouldn't even have to do happy birthday. You can do whatever kind of sentiment you want. You can see I've got my 3 balloons, and I'm going to take a little lagoon, and I'm going to take a brush, grab some of that ink, and just do a little cheater coloring. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just looking for a little color, and it's okay. And you could just stamp happy birthday on there. I don't have this ready to go. This is from Gina K, and I'm not ready to put that on yet. That's all right. Sometimes that happens. Maybe when I take a picture of it for the thumbnail, I will have it finished. So you will have to use your imagination as to how that works. Mostly, it's just getting the idea for the construction of the card. And isn't that fun? And again, I'll pull this one in. So you could stamp a sentiment on there, or I think I will get out that die and I'll do a little cutting. And I'll show you that in the thumbnail picture. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a blessed crafty day. I'll see you next time.